Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel Wisdom Circle. How's everyone doing? I see you guys. I see you guys. Happy Thursday to you as well. So, we are already connected to the cosmic collective consciousness, and we are going to channel whatever they have to say for you today. And again, because I always forget to introduce myself, I am Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I'm always here to bring you truth. We are here at Mystic Temple. That's what we're all about. So, today we are going to talk about your battle against your doubts. Okay. And it is a battle. It is a battle. It's a sacred battle. And I'm going to explain why. There are many of you right now who are having doubts about life, who are having doubts about your future. And if you're watching this right now, it's because this message is meant for you. You are having doubts about your future. You're having doubts about your life. You're having doubts about whether you can do something or not. And we know that the answer is always yes, you can, right? But our doubts are built, we have a system within us that allows um, doubts to fester more and allows them to take hold more in our lives and in our minds, because our system is proof. Our system is proof through experience. So if you have always failed at doing something, I don't think we ever fail at anything, but I'm gonna put that in air quotes. If you feel that you have always failed at doing something, well, every time I try that, it doesn't work. Every time I, go towards this goal, something, blah, blah, blah. Then you start to create an expectation for that thing, and then you start to actually manifest that thing. But you also start to allow those doubts to settle in, and what happens is those doubts end up paralyzing you. But we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's go back to the function of doubting and where that comes from and how that works inside of you, and why this is a battle, why I'm describing this as a battle. We're going to talk about some warriorship today, guys. Okay, why this is a battle. Why isn't it easy just to not doubt yourself? Because it's not built into you. It is actually built into you as part of your survival system and your inherent survival mechanisms that are built within our psyche, within our energy system and everything, and even our bodies with fight or flight. Our survival mechanisms tell us we have to have proof of something. And if we have continuously proof, and proof is only simply this happened in the past, understand that the past does not dictate the future, but our bodies and our minds don't understand that. So when we see something happen in the past, we take that as evidence that something is going to happen in the future. Or if we have seen that we are unable to do something, or something has stopped us or whatever in the past, then we see that as evidence for the future. The more evidence, I'm putting all those things in air quotes because it's not really evidence, but the more evidence we have of those things, the more that doubt is able to really, really take hold and anchor within us. And that doubt quiets out all optimism. It quiets all positive thinking. No matter how many affirmations you say, no matter how much someone says, I can tell you, oh yeah, you can do this, and you feel good in the moment. Yeah, I can do this, but you have those little doubts in your mind, little devil on your shoulder that's like, no, you can't. Last time this happened. No, you can't. This happens to everyone but you. Only good things happen to other people. They don't happen to you. Blah blah blah. You have all those little doubts that creep in. And again, those doubts will creep in. They anchor to something in the past, they anchor to a past experience. And then in your conscious mind, you see that as evidence of why you can't do XYZ. And then what ends up happening is it paralyzes you. It paralyzes you from your forward movement. And you allow those doubts to creep in. And this is why it is a battle, guys. This is why I'm calling it a battle. You have to be a warrior for positivity. You have to be a warrior for optimism. And what is this war against? The war is against your doubts. The war is against your own mind. The war is against your past false evidence of why you can't do something. So positivity and optimism, it needs to have a certain aggression behind it. And because this is war, there needs to be a fire energy behind it. You have to blaze through any doubt. It's okay that the doubts are there. They're going to anchor into something, and they're going to do that naturally. But it's up to you to put that fire behind it and say, okay, I see you. I understand where you're coming from, But no, we're not trying to hear that. And we are moving forward. And you literally have to blaze through it and disintegrate everything, everything. Let it all fall away. And when you do that, it has no power. It no longer has power. Like I say, it anchors. When something anchors, it begins to take hold, it has power. Okay, when it anchors on. Yes, that's right, fight doubts to death. That's right, that's right. You have to obliterate them. You have to obliterate them. So I want you to look at your optimism like that. And that sounds crazy to say, like optimistic aggression or something, or that it is, well, really optimism in this framework that I'm explaining to you right now is a form of aggression, because you have to be aggressive against your doubts. You have to push through, you have to blaze through. And you have that in you to do that, but you have to understand how this stuff works so that you then can understand, okay, I see why this is taking hold. I understand why I feel like it's such a strong, strong doubt, even when I'm trying not to believe those doubts. When I really want to believe that, yes, I can do this. When I really want to believe that, yes, this can happen for me. But those doubts are so strong. And I'm getting a message right now. And this is very, so someone watching, and maybe even two people, but definitely one person watching right now, has been having some mental health issues because of this. Um, because what you, so for some people, and for actually a lot of people, if you allow those doubts, let me say this clearly, if you allow those doubts to really, really take hold, and the more they take hold, they anchor, they take hold, and they paralyze you, they stop you, the more they begin to control your mind, and the more they can begin to affect your mind and the way that you think, and so on and so forth. And when I say mental health issues, I mean having some serious struggles internally with this, because there's a part of you that wants to believe. There's a part of you that wants to believe, but there's a bigger part of you that doesn't. There's a bigger part of you that wants to stop you. There's a bigger part of you that wants you to believe that none of this is possible, that wants you to doubt all of that. And then as you allow that to take hold more, it begins to take up more and more space. And the positivity and the part of you that wants it to be true takes up smaller space. And then you end up with this internal battle. So whoever I'm talking to that's having that right now, you know who you are, and uh, understand that simply this talk is definitely for you, and you need to simply move through it. You simply need to add more fire energy to that optimism and get into warrior stance. You need to get into warrior stance against your doubts with optimism, with fire behind it, with a sword, with I don't care what you need to have, but something, and you need to slay it. Okay? You need to slay it. Because the reality is, and you already know this consciously, the reality is there is nothing that you can't do. The reality is that your potential is limitless. The reality is you are already great. You are already ascended. You are already an ascended master. You just forgot who you are. So literally, there is nothing that can stop you from the things that you want in life, and the reality that you want to be living, or that thing that you want to achieve, whatever that is. There's nothing that can stop you from that except for you. And if you allow your doubts to take hold, you allow them to anchor in those false evidence of the past, then you're allowing it to take up more space, get bigger and bigger, and pretty soon your optimism has almost no voice. No voice. So it's not about just think positive. A lot of people, when they talk about optimism, they just talk about think positive. We're going deeper and more powerful than that today, okay? We're talking about being a warrior for your optimism, being a warrior against your doubts, being a warrior and putting fire energy and aggression and blazing through those doubts, because it is an internal battle. Let's call it what it is. It is a battle, and it's internal. Therefore, it's an internal battle. It is a very, very strong internal battle, and it's not an easy battle. Let's put it. Let's say the elephant in the room. Okay, it's not an easy battle. We're not saying that everything has to be easy. Just because something isn't easy doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done, though. If you want great mental health, if you want a great life, you have to be a warrior for your optimism. and you have to blaze through it. Now, how do you know when you're having a doubt? Because I know I get this question a lot. How do you know when you're having a doubt versus an internal spiritual message that's telling you, no, don't do that? Because that's real. That happens, right? We get internal messages that tell us, don't go down that road. The difference between doubt and that is doubt has fear behind it. Doubt has an I can't behind it. Okay. Message. All right. When you think of how you're feeling behind those things, I always teach you guys to go within and really tap in so that you're aware of what's going on and the energies that are going on inside of you. So if you tap in to that feeling that you're getting with that doubt or that question mark of should I do this or not, you have to see what's behind what's telling you not to, right? If there's a fear behind it, then that's doubt, because your spirit doesn't speak in fear. Okay. Your soul is not going to speak in fear. It's going to say, don't do this because we don't want these things to happen. And we're not going to, and we know, or not that we don't want these things to happen. Your spirit's going to say, no, because that's not the path we need to be going down right now. Okay. Your doubt is going to say, no, because we're afraid we're not going to succeed. We're afraid, what people are going to think. We're afraid, blah, blah, blah. Right. And also, yeah. And also it's, I can't. So there is an I can't and a fear behind doubt versus when your spirit speaks to you, it is simply telling you what not to do and what to do. Like, don't do that, do this. It shouldn't be, don't do that, and then there's no other instructions either. Don't do that just because that doubt leads to paralysis. Doubt leads you to halt. Okay. And sometimes doubt does bring you in weird different directions that you should be going down as a scapegoat, but your spirit will always lead where you are supposed to be headed down your path. Okay. So know the difference between that. And and yes, as Cece said, you have to fight your doubts to the death. Okay, you better get your Mortal Kombat on. Get over here. but but you have to do it. You have to. And as you do it more, you start to believe in yourself more. Then optimism becomes easier because, just like I said, the more you allow doubt to anchor into false evidence of the past, it anchors and then it grows and grows and grows and grows. And then your optimism gets less and less space. The same happens with the opposite. If you allow your optimism to grow, 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 your belief in yourself to grow, 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 your doubts become smaller and smaller. It has less and less of a voice until it has no voice. That's the battle. That's the warriorship. Okay. Warriorship is extremely, I'm a spiritual warrior. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a spiritual warrior. I'm a natural spiritual warrior, always been very, very strong at warriorship. And that's the energy that you need with yourself. And especially if you are battling any mental health issues because of these mental conflicts that you're having, you have to put fire behind that and blaze through it. And asking yourself, determining, having that discernment of what is doubt, what is spiritual guidance, right? And if it's doubt, it needs to be obliterated. If it's spiritual guidance, then listen to it. But either way, spiritual guidance will not leave you stunted. Spiritual guidance will not leave you paralyzed. It will not leave you running on a hamster wheel, okay? Because you are always moving forward in a state of becoming towards something, okay? Towards where you're supposed to be going, not where you're not supposed to be going, if you are listening. So the other thing that they want to, the other thing they want to talk about in relation to this is the so in addition to fighting against doubt, you're also needing to fight against your emotional um, upheaval, your emotional. They're not giving me the right word, and I'm not thinking of the right word to with the energy that they're giving me, but the I guess the explosiveness of your emotions, right? And how your emotions start to cloud your judgment. I always tell people that emotions cloud your judgment. So you should never make a decision from an emotional state. You should never ever make a decision from an emotional state, because when you are super, super emotional, your mind is not clear. Okay. Your mind is not clear, and therefore you will make decisions from your ego. And when you make decisions from your ego, sometimes you'll make the right decision, a lot of times you'll make the wrong decision. And so when you are moving forward in a particular direction and you're trying to discern, um, you know, okay, should I just do this and just take this leap and take this risk? Know that there's no gain without risk. There has to be some level of risk in order for you to have growth and gain. And that risk could be tiny, it could be big. The bigger the risk, usually the higher the gain. Okay. And the higher the growth, the higher the leap. And a lot of you like quantum leaps. Okay. A lot of you like to receive spiritual quantum leaps. Okay. You're not going to get that if you are if you are not moving, and if you are letting that doubt take hold, and if you are not becoming a warrior for yourself. You need to be a warrior. Let's talk about warriorship just in general right now. You need to be a warrior for your life. How bad do you want that future? How bad do you want that energy, that whatever you're seeking? How bad do you want that goal? Are you willing to battle yourself for it? Okay, talk about it. Message. Are you willing to battle yourself for it? How bad do you want it? Because if you're not willing to battle yourself for it, then you don't want it bad enough. I'll tell you that much. You don't. No matter how bad you say you want it, consciously, you don't want it bad enough if you are not willing to battle yourself for it. Because guess what? The biggest war you will ever fight is with yourself. The biggest war. Message coming through. That is the biggest war you will ever fight. And we've all been there. I've been there. Okay. It's not, there's no shame in it, but it's a reality. And if you don't understand that, if you don't know who you're fighting, how are you going to win a battle? Okay. You need to know who your enemy is. Okay. And I'm not saying you are your enemy, but sometimes you are. Okay. The different parts of you, the shadows inside of you, some can be your enemy. So you have to fight yourself. You have to be willing to battle yourself. And that's uncomfortable. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Again, how bad do you want it? And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself if you don't want it that bad. Because sometimes we want things because other people want them. We want things because other people tell us we should want them. We want things because our ego thinks that it'll make it feel significant. Okay? But that's not a big enough reason usually to want to be able to battle yourself for, because it's surface level. If you want something bad enough, it's coming from here. If you're willing to do that, it's coming from here usually. Okay. So are you willing to fight yourself? Are you willing to fight those mornings where you don't want to get up? Are you willing to blaze through that and do it anyway? Are you willing to be a warrior for your future? Because your future self will be looking back on you like, really? That's what you did? We could have been here, but now we're here. Really? that's your that's your that's your future self looking at you side-eyed, okay? So you don't want your future self looking at you side-eyed. You don't want your future self saying that, like, oh, hello, because I'm sure you can look at yourself right now and say, oh, if I had just done those things, I'd be in a different situation right now. You can do that. Everyone can do that. I can do that. We can all do that. Right? So you don't want to be side-eyeing your old versions of yourself. Your future is made now. All you have is right now. In every moment, that's all you have is now. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. All that matters is right now. Every moment of every day, you have the opportunity to change your future. Every moment of every day, you have the opportunity to seize your goals, to take that next step towards seizing those goals, towards creating that reality, so that one day you will wake up and be in that reality. But guess what? You won't be in that reality if you don't start now. You won't be in that reality if you don't take those steps. You won't be in that reality if you allow those doubts to take hold and paralyze you. You have to blaze through them. You have to fight. You have to be a warrior for yourself and for your future. So I want you to think about what it is that you're holding yourself back from right now, that you're not doing. And whether that is, it doesn't matter what it is, you need to think about that. And what can you do right now to fight yourself? And sometimes it's a productivity thing, sometimes it's procrastination that you're fighting against, right? These are all doubts, though. Understand that all of this is related to doubt because that's what's underneath that. Procrastination is usually rooted in fear. I've never seen a case where it's not rooted in fear. So I'm going to say it's always rooted in fear, but I've never seen any time where procrastination was not rooted in fear somehow, if you break it down. Okay. So if procrastination is rooted in fear, what are you afraid of? And where are those doubts anchoring into false evidence from the past? So if you are procrastinating and you're saying, well, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, I'll get to it tomorrow, and then every day is another day, and you never get to it, you don't do it, it's because a part of you doesn't want to do it. And then you have to keep asking the question, why? And then when you get that answer, ask why. And then finally get down to the root of it, which is going to be some type of fear. Okay. Whether you're afraid of starting this project because you don't want to fail, you're afraid of the success of the project, because people don't understand there is a fear of failure, but there's also a very real fear of success. And that's what I call your threshold of the throne. You are right at the threshold, right at the precipice. All you have to do is cross over and you reach your throne, you reach your greatness, you reach that success. But as soon as we get to this threshold, we get afraid. We get afraid because the success is so big. And there's parts of us that doubt ourselves about who we're going to be in that success. We doubt ourselves about who we're going to be in that success, how we're going to maneuver through that success, whether that success is going to last. Again, that ends up relating to a fear of failure. So all of those things. Alita said, I definitely feel paralyzed right now. I need to chat with my inner child. Yes, yes, yes. So whatever it is that you want to do, fight. You have to fight. You have to put your superhero, warrior, whatever kind of superhero warrior you want to be. Okay, give yourself a name. I don't care what you have to do to get in that mode, but get in that mode. You need to get into warriorship mode against yourself. And once you do that, you win, because there is no opportunity for you not to win. Okay, it's you. Okay, smack it up. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do against yourself in order to reach the levels that you want to reach, because that's the only way you're going to do it. And this isn't pretty. We're not sugarcoating things. The reality is you need to be a warrior against yourself. And the more you do that, again, the smaller those doubts become. They no longer can take hold of you. So some of you doubt yourselves a lot, and it's been a lifelong battle. Now's the time to end the battle. Ooh, got chills on that. Now is the time to end the battle. Okay? Win the war. Win the war against yourself and start to soar. Get past that threshold and get to that throne, because it's waiting for you. Your soul contracts are also waiting for you. The people you are supposed to affect in some way in life are waiting for you to get to that throne. Why are you waiting? And why are you allowing parts of yourself to stop you? When you have the armor, you have all the tools. You remember, you always have everything you need. You have all the tools, you have all the weapons, you have all the armor to win that battle. And you have the chariot to cross that threshold. And the throne is already there. All you have to do is go through it. Put fire behind it, blaze through it, and do what you got to do. Or else you don't want it bad enough. And if that's the reality, if you don't want it bad enough, you have to be honest with yourself that you don't want it bad enough. And then say, what do I want? Because you don't also just want to sit there doing nothing. And and then that'll make you feel even worse. Okay? So there is something that you want. There is something that you are willing to go in this battle over. And whatever that is, that's what your soul wants. Whatever that is, that's what your spirit wants. That's on your path. That is powerful. That is going to bring you fulfillment, whatever that is for you. Because life fulfillment comes from the soul. So we tend to think that fulfillment comes from, not we, but a lot of people tend to think that Fulfillment comes from money. Fulfillment comes from fleeting happiness, traveling, doing things that make you happy and stuff like that. Those things can lead and kind of be included in fulfillment, but that's not really what will give you fulfillment. What gives you fulfillment is whatever your soul wants. That's what gives you fulfillment. And whatever your soul wants, you'll feel that deeply. And trust me, you will be willing to fight for it. You will be willing to fight for it because it's that important. Okay. All right. So what I want you guys to do is, you know, figure out what that thing is that you need to be fighting for right now, and the parts of yourself that you're fighting against. And again, all that leads to doubt. Okay. I'll say most of that will have something to do with doubt underneath it all. Okay. And fear. So whatever that is, discover it, name it. Okay. There's a thing with naming something. Once you name something, and there's a I don't know what to call it, a kind of a theology in ancient Egyptian pantheon that says when once you name something, you have power over it, and that is so true. It is so true. There's a certain power that you get on a psychological level, on an energetic level, on an understanding level, consciousness level, on a subconscious level when you name something. So because if you don't know, again, if you don't know what you're battling, how are you going to win the battle? If you name it, once you understand what it is, name it, give it a name, and then go to battle against it, and you will win. And allow your soul to guide you on how to do that battle. But there's many ways, and I will always refer you guys back to our YouTube channel where we have a library of meditations and shamanic journeys that you can take, and I'll be adding more to that as well. And definitely, if you are a student of Mystic University, you have a massive library of hypnosis and meditations and everything, hundreds of them. So if you're a Mystic University, go to the Hypno House and the Zen Zone, and use those to help you move through these battles. Okay, use all of that. You all have tools available to you in order to do that. So help yourself. Okay, and also again, if you're in Mystic University, that the self-healing series that we have, all the different classes that we have on self-healing, biokinesis, mental stuff, and we have just all the resources. Point is, use the resources, use your tools, use all of your tools, and you will get where you want to go. You will win that battle because you already have what you need. You may need some guidance. You may need this thing over here that's going to help you do it more easily, but you have everything you need. Everything is already available to you. Okay. Okay, good. I forgot about that. So the Real Ascension Guide said for those of you who are Mystic University, she said in the Hypno House, there is a hypnosis for self-doubt. So yes, use that. Absolutely, use that. Use that. So with that, I want you guys to really take everything that I said today. Do not just listen to my words and move on, please. Okay? Because knowledge without and motivation, I will say, because today was quite motivational. Um, Knowledge and motivation without action is pointless. You're only going to feel good right now, and then if you move on and don't apply the things that I'm telling you, nothing's going to change. So I need you to apply these changes. That's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to change your life. I'm trying to help you. Okay, that's what I'm here for. This is my life purpose. I'm in my purpose. This is fulfilling for me. Okay. You think you're being helped? I'm being helped too. This is fulfilling me because my soul wants this. Okay. I'm helping you guys. So make sure that you really embody this. Sit with it, marinate it on it, meditate on it, and go back to this when this gets published as a replay. Definitely go back and watch this again. All right. Okay. CC said you are stronger than your thoughts. Yes. I'm sorry. You are stronger than your doubts. Absolutely. And your thoughts. But yes, absolutely. All right, everyone. So that is all I have for you today. I want you to listen to everything I said, like I said, and because I said what I said. And then I will see you guys tomorrow on the Channel Wisdom Circle. And I will say in the divine language, Zora Kumti, and I'll see you next time.